The John Wick franchise isn't exactly famous for its Easter eggs, but there are still plenty of fascinating hidden details for fans who know where to look. Chad Stahelski rarely makes his Easter eggs too obvious. Instead, they require the audience to think a little deeper. Stahelski has spoken about his fondness for classical music, Greek mythology, art, and old action movies, so John Wick fans should pay extra close attention to these details. With the first John Wick spin-off, Ballerina, coming soon, audiences will be trying to pick up on some more subtle details. As the John Wick timeline gets another knot, it's worth remembering that the Continental also featured several Easter eggs, with references to the core John Wick movies and much more. Since John Wick 5 is also on the cards, there's still plenty of time for fans to get keyed into Stahelski Winston's collection of firearms in Chapter 3. Parabellum fits his stature as a man of class. Among his neatly arranged collection is a small pistol that doesn't seem to fit in. Although the movie doesn't exactly draw attention to it, history buffs might recognize it as a replica of the Derringer John Wilkes Booth used to assassinate Abraham Lincoln. It's a nice touch to draw parallels between John Wick's killers and real assassins from history. Booth is one of history's most famous assassins, so it makes sense that Winston might have a token in his honor. Even though the assassins in the John Wick franchise are primarily motivated by money, not politics, it's a nice touch to draw parallels between them and real assassins from history. When John sits down for a high-stakes game of poker in Chapter 4, it's hard not to think about Casino Royale. Like the James Bond movie, the game has a lot more riding on it than the chips on the table or any money, but John Wick's reference is deeper than it seems. His way of thinking. John Wick. Chapter 4's poker scene is more accurate to Ian Fleming's novel than the Casino Royale movie in some ways. While Mads Mikkelsen plays the Bond villain Le Chiffre opposite Daniel Craig, his version of the character isn't particularly faithful. Fleming describes the villain as an overweight gambler who puffs on an inhaler, more like Keela Harkin in John Wick. As John Wick tries to evade dozens of assassins in Paris, a DJ updates the criminal underworld on his movements using coded messages. This adds plenty of style to the drama, but it's also a reference to the cult classic 70s action flick The Warriors. John Wick. Chapter 4 goes even further with its homage to The Warriors. As well as featuring a similar DJ character, it also plays a cover of Nowhere to Run. John Wick's version is sung by Lola Collette, while The Warriors featured a cover by Arnold McCuller. The first John Wick movie features a subtle reference to one of Keanu Reeves' best movies, which came out years before The Matrix. When one of Tarasov's men can be seen playing a video game, he's online with another gamer who uses the alias Point Break. Point Break stars Reeves as an FBI agent named Johnny Utah, who infiltrates a gang of bank robbers who share over their love of surfing. It's a ridiculous premise, but Reeves and Patrick Swayze both deliver compelling performances, and Catherine Bigelow's direction makes it a heist thriller to remember.